What is up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today I want to show you how you can install the Kadence WordPress theme and host it via SiteGround for very cheap. And I'm going to go through the entire process. So I'm going to show you how to download it, show you how to get started with SiteGround, even give you a link to get cheaper hosting. And then I'm going to go through the first things that you should do when you install a theme. So some of the first things that you should change to customize it. And then I'm going to continue with customizing the theme and build out a standard blog/personal website. So as you can see on the screen right now, this is what our site will look like at the end of this video. It will have a blog section, which will have a customizable blog post layout. It will have comments. It will have an author description. And then not only will it have a blog, but it will also have a home page. It will have an about page, a contact page. It will be fully mobile responsive, meaning it will look great on a tablet and a phone, not just your computer. So right here, as you can see, this is the theme we'll be using. This is the name, and you can download it at this URL. So when you go here, you'll see the free download button, and you can also view a live demo. So I want to do that right now. And this is one example of what you can do with the theme. As you can see, it looks pretty good, pretty modern. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is hit this free download button, and that will give you a zip file. When you have that zip file, you'll want to find it in your downloads folder. And once you have it, you're not going to want to unzip it, because all we're going to do to install this theme is simply drag the zip file into the WordPress site. So that's all we need to do to get this theme. So now we are at the point where we need to go into SiteGround and get some hosting. So in a browser, you can simply type siteground.com, and you're going to be brought to this login page. So I already have an account, but if you do not, don't worry, because I'm going to give you a link where you can get cheaper hosting. So if you actually look in the description, you're going to see this link right here, and when you click on that and use this link to go to SiteGround, you will be able to register, make an account, and get cheap hosting. I believe you can get it as cheap as $3 or $4 per month. So definitely use this link, sign up for an account, get some hosting, and then you're ready to build your site. Okay, so on your My Websites page, what you're going to want to do is start a new website. So you can either go down here and click Add New Site, or at the top here, this orange button, you can just click this to add a new site. Now here you can choose if you want to use a domain name or not. So if you don't have a domain name and you want to purchase one, you can select New Domain. If you have an existing domain name, either through maybe Namecheap or Google Domains, you can select this and import that domain name. Or you can just use a temporary domain and then select a custom domain name later if you'd like. So that's the option we're going to go with. So as you can see, it gives me a temporary domain name, and it is free. So I'll hit continue. And then here, it gives you an option to either start a new website or to migrate a website. We want to start a new website, so we'll hit select. And down here it says choose application. Our site will be a WordPress site, but as you can see, you can also do a WooCommerce site. You can use Weebly Site Builder or others, or you can actually skip and just create an empty site. But this is a WordPress site that we're creating, so we will select that. And here we are prompted to set up a login, email address, and password. So I'll go ahead and do that. you can just use your email and then create a password. So I'm just simply going to generate a password and copy that password and hit continue. And here you can add in SiteGround site scanner if you'd like, and all this does is monitor your site every day, and it notifies you if there's anything suspicious going on. So if you're using this site for your business or even a personal website, this might be of use to get this. It's only $20 a year, so it's not that expensive, and it can only help you. I'll just click finish. And here it will now create your site, and as you can see, it will take a couple minutes to do so. So I'll let this create, and I will come back when this is finished. Alright, and here we go. We are all set, and as you can see, your website with domain benjaminc13.sg/host.com has been created. So now it gives us 3 different options. So we can either visit our site, we can log into the WordPress admin, or we can go to the site tools. So right now I'm going to hit go to site just so we can see what the site looks like. So this right here is just the standard WordPress starter site. So this is a WordPress theme that they give us. So we're obviously going to change this, but this is what we get out of the box. As you can see, we have a search, we have archives, categories, some metadata, and we have a sample page right here. But what we're going to do is go up here and type /wp-admin. And this will bring us to the WordPress admin login screen. And here we can enter that username and password that we created before and log in to the admin portal of our site. So I'll enter my username, which is my email address, paste my password in there from before, and we'll log in. Alright, and here it will prompt us to do a couple of things, but I'm just going to hit exit and skip this. So this is what your admin dashboard will look like. The important things here are all the items to the left here. So you can create a new post here. This is all your media, so all your images and videos on the site, all your site pages, any comments that you may have in your blog posts, appearance, which is how your site appears. So this is where you can customize your overall theme. You can customize any widgets you may have or any of the menus, so such as the nav bar. Here are the plugins. Here are the users for your site. This is the tools, so you can import, export data, check your site health, stuff like that. And then here are some other settings for the site, so you can change how time is displayed, how your name is displayed, the permalinks or the URLs for your site, stuff like that. And then here is a SiteGround specific thing, the SiteGround optimizer, and we'll look at this a little later and how we can use it to speed up our site a little bit. So for now, we're going to go to appearance and themes. And here, as you can see, we have the 2020 theme active right now, and they also give us 2019 and 2017. But what we want to do is go up here to add new, and you can search for a bunch of other free themes that WordPress gives you, but we want to go up here and hit upload theme. And here what we can do is you can either choose the zip file on your machine, or you can simply drag and drop it in. So I'm going to drag this file, drop it here, and hit install now. Okay, so as you can see, our theme was installed successfully. So what we can do now is hit activate. And now, as you can see, this theme was activated before, but now we have active Kadence. So this is our new theme. And if we go up here to My WordPress, hit View Site, we can see what that did. So as you can see, our site now looks very different. So this is the home page. We have a sample page as well. And there you go. So this is the basic installation of this Kadence WordPress theme. So we're going to go back into our settings. And here's where we can start really changing stuff up. So the first thing that I like to do when I install a new theme is go over to the pages, and as you see, they give us a sample page and a privacy policy. I'm simply going to delete all of these, so move to trash and apply that. And now I'm going to add the pages that I want. So I'm going to hit add new, and this theme uses the block editor, so you can click next to see how this works. But all I want to do now is go up here where it says add title, and the first page that we're going to make is the home page. So I'll say home, and you can add more stuff here, but I'm just going to go through and create a couple of pages before we add content to them. So you can go up here and hit preview so you can look what that page looks like. And as you can see, we have the home page, the title is home/my WordPress. So that's looking good. So let's go back here and publish that page. It will ask you, are you sure? We'll hit yes. And as you see, now we can view the page. And now this page is published at this URL/home. So let's go back. So we'll go back, we'll leave, and now we can add a new page. And I'm going to do this for the contact page. So we'll say contact. We'll hit publish, publish. Okay, we'll go back here. We want an about page. And the last page we want is the blog, just like that. So we'll publish that. And now we have 4 pages: about, blog, contact, and home. So now if we go here and we view the site, you'll see they're automatically added to our nav bar. But we have a couple problems, right? We have home twice, and maybe we want to reorder this. So we're going to change that up. And as you notice, if you look at the URL, this should be the home page. But if we click home, whoops, if we click this home, it brings us to this page, which this is the page that we actually want to be the home page. So we have to change that as well. And we can change my WordPress. We'll change that to our title so that our title will actually show up here as well. So back in our admin, we want to go to appearance, and we can go to menu. So what we're going to do now is create our first menu. So this will be our main navigation bar. So I'm simply going to name this main. We'll hit create menu, and here we can add the pages we want. So I'm going to select all the pages and add them to the menu. And as you can see here, you can now drag and change the order. So I'm going to have home as the top page. We'll have blog, about, and contact. That looks good. And let's see, display location. So we want to display this as the primary nav bar. We want it as the mobile nav, and we'll put footer as well. So now we can save this. Perfect. Now, if we go back to our site, you can see our nav bar is now updated. We just have one home, which brings us to this home, blog, about, and contact. Perfect. So let's go back here to appearance, and let's go to customize. So this is where you can really customize your theme. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different options. So I'm going to go through these one by one, kind of explain what they are, and use them to customize our site. So first is general, and this gives you a bunch of different options. So we'll hit layout, and inside of here, as you can see, you can change some things such as the max width. So right now it's 1290. If we make it larger, you see it goes further, and if we make it smaller, everything goes in. So I'm going to keep this at 1290. And then we also have some spacing, some more max width, and stuff like that. So I'm not going to change anything there. Next up, we have the sidebar. So right now there is no sidebar, but you could add one if you want to, and this is where you customize that. We have the general styles, and then we also have the design. Next we have the colors. This is one of the cool things that I think this theme has to offer, is you can make a global color palette. So what that means is you don't have to individually change the colors on each page. You can define a global palette, and this will go to each page on your site. So it's an easy way. If you want to change up the theme, the overall color theme of your site, you can just do it here. So we're going to keep this standard for now, but I'll probably change that at the end. Then you have a couple more settings down here. So that's colors. Next we have buttons. This is just how any of the buttons look on your site. We don't have any right now, so I'm not going to worry about this, but when we add some, I'll come back here and customize them a little bit. We have the typography next, which is just the text. So you can change the font size for each of the HTML tags, and you can change the font style of them as well. So as you can see, this is our base font. We have the system default, which I'm going to change this right now to Roboto, just like that. And we'll keep it regular, and 17 pixels is fine. And we'll hit publish to save those changes. Next we have scroll to top. So right now, actually I don't know if we're going to be able to see this because our pages aren't large enough, but right now when you scroll down the page, there's no scroll to top option. But if we enable it and we scroll down, let's see, if I make the page small, maybe we can see it. Yeah, so as you see, now we have this button that kind of appears, and if you click it, it brings you back to the top. So I'll enable that now, and you can change how it looks. So you can change the icon, how big the icon is, if it's on the left or the right. You can change the offset, so how far from the right is it and how far from the bottom is it. You can change where it's visible. So right now, the button only appears on desktop and tablet, but if we check this, it will also appear on mobile. So I'll do that, and we'll just save that. Next, we have the social links. So here's where you can input the URLs for all your social sites. So we'll look at how we can add social buttons in the footer and across our website. And when you click them, say you add the Facebook button. When you click that, it will go to the URL that you specify here. So we will change that as well in a bit. And lastly, we have the performance, which all we have in here is this enable CSS preload. And all this is doing is a feature to speed up your site. So I'm not going to go into exactly what this is because it's more technical than this tutorial should be, but this basically just speeds up your site performance when it is enabled. So we're going to keep it enabled. Okay, so that's what we have here in the general. So next we have header. So here you can customize your header up here. So as you can see, there's a couple different things that we can do. So what's cool about this is you can simply drag and drop items into this area. So this is the header that we have here, and there's a top row, a main row, and a bottom row. So right now this is what our navigation looks like. We have the logo, which is right here on the left, and the primary navigation right here. Let's change that up a little bit. Let's move the logo into the center, so it's like that. And let's move the primary navigation right below that. And I think that looks a little nicer and a little cooler. Next, let's add some social buttons. So let's put these maybe over here. Okay, just like that. And then let's also add a search. So drag this and drop it right there. And that's looking pretty good. Now you can search the site. We have some social buttons at the top here, and we have this nice center navigation. Now if you hit this settings button on the social, you can go over here and you can actually change stuff. So you can change the icon, change the image, you can add socials, delete socials, stuff like that. So I'm going to keep these three for now, but you can mess around with the settings. One cool option, you can show the label. So now it will show the name of the site. I wouldn't recommend this for a top nav bar like this, but maybe if social buttons appear maybe in your blog post to share the post, or even in the footer, this might look a little better. But I'm going to keep that off for the navigation bar. So we'll publish that. So that's header. Next we have the footer. Footer is the same thing. We have this little block here where we can drop stuff in. So let's see, if we hit this, as you see, we can edit the copyright. So all I'm going to do here, we'll have copyright year, site title, and we'll just get rid of this theme credit. We don't need that. Now that looks a little cleaner. And you can say where that's aligned. So right now it's in the center, but we can put it right or left. We'll keep it center, and we'll publish that. Next, let's drag the social buttons into the footer. So we'll put them over here to the right. And then let's drag this copyright up to the middle row. Okay. And we'll hit the settings here, and right now I believe they're left. Let's put them to the right, just like that. And let's go back. And that's looking good now. But since we only have two things, what I'm going to do is put the socials on top of this copyright. So I'm simply going to add these here, which means we want to recenter. And I think that looks a little better. If you had 3 items, maybe you would want to do the copyright here, and then the social to the right, and something else to the left. But this is looking good now, so we'll save that. Next we have the page layout. So this is how the pages are laid out. So as you can see on the home page, the page title layout is above the content. What if we hit this? Now, as you see, it changes to be in the content. So I'm going to keep it above. So standard is this, right? It goes all the way to the edges. Full width is the same. And contained brings the edges in just a little bit. So it lines it up with the content, but we're actually going to change this to go all the way out. So I'm going to keep it at standard. And then you can also align the title, so you can do left, right, or center. We'll keep it center because that's kind of the theme we've got going here. And you can add different elements to the title. So right now we just have the title, but you can uncheck that to have where you are on the site, and uncheck that to show the metadata. And this will uncheck for the blog posts because it shows the author and the date that post was created, but we don't really want that for just a standard static home page. And then we also have this page layout. That's what I was talking about before, how we were going to extend this. So right now we have normal. If we change it to narrow, it goes even narrower. We have full width, which brings it all the way. And then we have a left sidebar, just like that, and a right sidebar. So I'm going to keep it at full width. I think that looks a little better. But if you want to create a sidebar, you could do that and have either a left or a right sidebar. But we'll keep full width for now. And then we have the content style, boxed or unboxed. As you see here, I think unboxed is a little better. And then that's all we're going to do there. Next, we're brought to the blog posts. So we don't have any right now, so I'm going to skip that. We'll come back after I make a couple. We have the menus, which those are all good. We have widgets, so you can create widgets and then you can edit them here. Now we are brought to the homepage settings. So right now our homepage is the latest posts. We don't want that. What we want is a static page, and we want that to be the home that we selected. And then the posts page will be the blog page that we made. So let's publish that. Now if we go here and we refresh, if we go home, you'll notice that now we don't have that /home because we changed the home page to be that page. So now this looks a little cleaner. And then if we go to blog, this is our latest posts page. So right now there's nothing found, but when we create blog posts, they will be stored here. Okay, and last but not least, we have the additional CSS. So if you wanted to change some styling on this site, you could do so here. You probably won't need to use this, but sometimes if you really want to make something look different, or for some reason you just can't get something to look the way you want it to look with their editor, you can always write some custom CSS and add this here. So that's all we have for that in the appearance. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add some blog posts. So I'm going to hit add new. So the title, we can say first post. And then down here, I'm going to just write some random text. So for that, I'm actually going to search up lorem ipsum generator. And this is just dummy text that we can use. So go down here, we'll generate, and I'm just going to copy this, and we'll paste this in here. And as you see, to edit the post, you can even click on this and add different things, right? So you can put in quotes, heading text, audio, pictures, all this stuff. You can put in widgets, and you can format it. So that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and on the right is where you can customize your individual post. So we can go down here to categories. We'll hit add new category. We can say maybe tutorial. We'll add that, and that's checked. We can add tags, so maybe we want first post, comma, awesome post. There we go, add 2 tags. And then we can add a featured image. So let me go back here, and I'm going to search up Unsplash. And this is a good place to get free high quality images. So I'm going to search up blog post image, and we'll take this. We can download this for free. And then back here we can simply click on this, drag our picture into our media library. And when this finishes uploading, you can change the alt text over here and give it a title and a caption and a description if you'd like. I'm just going to say featured image, whoops, and we'll change the title to just image. This alt text is what displays if the image cannot load properly. So we'll set that. And then down here you can write an excerpt too, so you can write what the post is about, and this will display depending on what settings you have. So I will say this is the first post. Okay, and then discussion, as you see, allowed comments are enabled, so I wouldn't change anything there. Now we can publish this, and we can view the post. And there we go. So this is our first blog post. As you see, we have our featured image. We have the categories, the title, the author, and here's the post. The tags are down here. And then you can also leave a reply. So this is an awesome post. If we post that comment, there we go. We have the comment here, and you can even reply. And a cool thing about the comments in WordPress is if I view this post in an incognito browser, and I leave a comment, right? So if I say hi, if I post this comment, let's see, I need name and email, and test@test.com. So if I post this, it will say your comment is awaiting moderation. So if I refresh this page, my comment is not here because I need to go back into the admin, and as you see here, we have one comment awaiting our review. we can approve it, go back to the post, refresh, and now the comment is there. So that's a pretty cool feature. And back here, this is our blog page. If we refresh, now we have our first post here. And as you have more and more blog posts, they will all be added to this page. Okay, so let's review kind of what we have so far. We have a home page. We don't have any content here yet, but the home page is there. We changed the navigation bar at the top. We changed the footer. We have a blog page, which has our latest blog posts. We can click the post and view it. We have the About page, where there's no content yet. We have the contact page, again, no content. So what I want to do now is I want to change the site title. Right now it's still My WordPress. So let's go back. Let's go back here to our admin panel. And I'm simply going to go to Appearance and Customize. And what I'm going to do is, from the home page here, we can go up here and hit Edit. And this will bring me to where I can edit the title. Right now it's set to My WordPress. I'm just going to set it to my name. Just like that. Now that's looking a little nicer. And then the tagline, I'll say personal website and blog. And then here you can also add a site icon as well. So right here we see the little WordPress symbol, or for SiteGround this symbol here. That is what you can add here. So you can select an icon to put there. And as you see, this is the suggested dimension, 512 by 512. And it has to be a perfect square. If it's not, it won't let you update it. So I'm going to try to put, okay, yeah, so this won't work because it's not the correct dimensions. But if you have one that is correct, you can update it there. And another thing, actually I forgot to mention, right here, for the navbar, you can actually edit the tablet/mobile navigation bar as well. So maybe you don't want this in the side, you want it in the center. Well, you can do that. Place it right there. And maybe you want the logo up top. So you can do that as well. So the site title is not showing up because it's trying to show the logo, and we currently don't have one. So what I'm going to do is remove this and add HTML. And I'm simply going to write Benjamin Carlson right there. Perfect. And then this, I can make that go to home. Whoops. So if I do this, and let's see, we can search home, so we'll hit that, add link, just like that. And then if I publish that, now this will bring us home as well. Okay, so that is that. Now if we go back here and refresh, there we go. We have a better site name. We have our blog, just like this. So the last thing that I want to do with you guys is show you how to customize the blog post. So we're going to go back into here, go to Appearance, go to Customize, and then right here, Blog Post, where we skipped it and I said I'd come back later. We're going to go here, and we have Single Post Layout and Archive Layout. So here you can change the settings of the archive. I'm not going to change that. What I'm going to do is go into Single Post Layout. And if we go to a post, so let's go to Blog, go to a post. Here is one of our blog posts. So you can change a bunch of the settings on here. So first one, Post Title Layout. The post title is right here. If we hit this, it will put it up top. So I kind of like how that's looking. And then we have the container width, we have standard, we also have full width, which is the same in contained. That will bring it in a little bit. We'll keep it standard. You can align the title, left, center, or right. we'll keep it center. Change the container height, so maybe you only want it 100 pixels. That will make it a little smaller. We'll keep that 200. And then here you can add other elements up here. So you can add the path to where you are, or the breadcrumb, just like that. You can put the categories, which they are there, but you can uncheck that if you don't want them. We have the title, we have the metadata, and you can uncheck this and it will show the excerpt for the post. We don't want to show that. So now we're brought to the post layout. So this is what we have right now, the narrow layout, but you can hit this one and that will, as you see, widen that image and widen everything. So you can do that. We can choose this one, which is like that, or if you want a sidebar on the left, you can choose this one, and a sidebar on the right. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm liking this one the best, so I'm going to keep this. And then you can also change what sidebar you want if you have created one. And then here's the content style. So if I choose this, it looks like we get a little blur here, and that's looking all right. I'll keep that for now. And then you have some other options down here. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you can show and hide the featured image, change the image, and do a bunch of other stuff. So that's pretty cool. So we'll publish that. Alright, so if I go back here, this is the final product. We have our post, we have our home page here. We still don't have any content in here, but you can easily do that by simply going up here to edit page. And then you can edit the page however you'd like. So we can go in here, we can maybe add a heading, hello world. Then maybe we want to add an image. We can go to our media library, grab this image. We can go down here, maybe even we can add, let's see, maybe add a quote. I am a quote. So as you see, there's a bunch of different stuff. You can put a list in here. So many things you can do, and if we update this and go view that page, just like that. And it looks like we accidentally took out the margin here, so you could probably go back and fix that so it looks a little nicer. But so we have that page, we have the blog, which is like this. So it will have all the blog posts here. You can go to the individual post, scroll down, we have the nice back to top button, we have the about page, and the contact page. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to get cheap SiteGround hosting. Use the link in the description so you can get hosting as cheap as $3 or $4 a month for your first year. And if you liked this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.